He's not the substitute host. He's the closer, man. Jesse's a stud. All right, enough sucking up. Hey, everybody always tells me I need a bucket list. You know, it's kind of a relatively new thing. And I'm an old dude, and I think, yeah, it's not a bad idea. So I finally sat down with a piece of paper, and I wrote down bucket list and kind of stared at it for a while, and I changed the B to an F and moved on to the next task, which is something I learned in college. I changed a lot of B's into F's when I was in college. So it came pretty naturally to me. It's really interesting to me, the differences between men and women. Most of them are really good. Thank goodness there are, some very compelling differences, but I don't understand how women think, and I've come to learn they don't understand how we think either. Right? I mean, some of you women, do you ever wonder, what the hell, what's going on in that little brain of theirs, And I can tell you, at any given time, probably nothing. It's probably the right answer. When we're walking around with those blank expressions, there's probably a blank slate going on in our frontal cortex too. But don't trust me. Neuroscientists have proven that from the age of puberty, men think about sex approximately every 90 seconds, like all day long, probably when we're sleeping too. And so if you're wondering what we're thinking at any given time, we're waiting for that next really brilliant thought to formulate. Like, I wonder if I'm going to get laid tonight. Or, I think I have time to rub one out before breakfast. So, speaking of that, another difference between men and women is masturbation, right? For men, it's sort of like taking care of a plumbing problem, right? It's like, get her done, Women, it's much more premeditated. It's well planned. It's choreographed, man. They procure these amazing devices to assist them in this effort. They got like mood lighting going on, maybe some candles. They set the stage. The windows are rattling when they have an orgasm because they really know how to get off. It's like we could learn a lot from them if we were paying attention and not coming up with another great thought, right? So I remember way back many years ago, before I got married, my best friend said, man, I don't know if I could make love to just one woman for the rest of my life. And I was like, wow, that's really deep, man. And that's the problem when you're a guy, you listen to guys who don't know shit about what they're talking about, and it's like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, I'm going to try that. Because he was way off base. After being married for a few years, like most married people, I figured out having sex with one woman would have been great, because I was having sex with 0 women at that point in my relationship. So it was like he completely missed the point of what marriage is really all about, right? So, the other thing, you can tell when a relationship is starting to go bad. There's obvious things like, finding a bunny boiling in the pot on the stove, or not having sex for like 3.5 years. Those are not subtle, but there's more subtle. There's a lot. That's what I've heard anyway. There are more subtle cues. For instance, if you're trying to do the right thing, you're doing the domestic chores, you're cleaning the kitchen, you put the dishes in the dishwasher, and the next morning you wake up and your partner is like, why didn't you turn the dishwasher on? Which is quite a bit different than, honey, you forgot to turn the dishwasher on, right? And because it implies intent. It was like, I premeditated this thing and was like, I'm not going to turn the dishwasher on, right? Which is actually kind of insulting, because if I really wanted to piss her off, I would be like banging her best friend in the front yard or something, right? I mean, give me a little credit. So anyway, all I got to say is if rather than getting impatient with your partner, cut them some slack. Maybe they're formulating a really important thought at that moment, right? Thank you very much.